Mount Vernon, Illinois, I think. Southern part of Illinois. Big old Class A. They call it Georgetown by Forest River. And it's going to Georgetown, Texas. So maybe that's like their flagship RV down there or something. I don't know. But really big Class A. I didn't really want to take it. But the dispatcher had to get newer stuff off her load before they would let her take the other ones. And they were trying to suck me into 500 miles. And I said, no, not going to happen. So we finally negotiated down to this one that was 1,220 miles. And then I was able to find, the only reason I took it for Synergy was because I was able to find another run for quality that comes back out of Texas. So I'm taking this one from Synergy in Elkhart, Indiana, the 1,220 miles down to Georgetown, Texas, which is a suburb of Austin. And then I'm going to grab a $100 bus, Greyhound, down to Laredo and take a cutaway chassis from Laredo up to Strader, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. Hopefully that works out, because if that works out, then I make money on both these trips. If that doesn't work out, then I end up spending the money from this trip on a plane or something, unless I can get one of the other runs for quality from Laredo. You know, but if I had to do it that route and use this money on a plane back, I will not make nothing. I'll make maybe $100. But if I am able to take both trips, this one paid $1,600, I think, because it had 1,400 miles, so 700 each time, and then plus 122 something, so 1,500 and something miles is what it paid, because I have an incentive on it again, because I negotiated, because I said I didn't really want to take it, and then plus it's a Class A, which I really didn't want to take, because they're just fuel guzzlers. This is doing 300 miles for $150. So it's going to take $650 in fuel to get it the 1,200 miles, because they have to put a little bit in it so that they can do their inspection and stuff without it running out of fuel. So best guess is $650 for the fuel. They paid me $700 up front for it and $700 on delivery, and then plus the $120 bonus for taking it. And the thing is, that $120 will probably go to transportation, the Greyhound, down to Laredo. You know, because I have to take a lift from Georgetown into Austin to catch the Greyhound. Figuring that'll be $30, and then the ground itself is like $70. So somewhere about $100, $120 tax, something like that, to take the Greyhound down to Laredo. But I will have pocketed after the fact. I'm guessing, well, I have to count my food out though too, but I'm guessing I'll pocket a profit of $600 off of this one, which is decent money. And then kind of the same thing for quality. I'll be taking Laredo to Chicago, and they have a fuel card from Truck Movers. So all the fuel on that cutaway is going to go on the fuel card, and I get paid $800. But minus my food for that trip, and minus my food for that trip, and the bus, I guess, that when I finally get it to Strader, Illinois, I'm going to, of course, have to take the train or the bus or something, transportation all the way through Chicago, and then over to the, back to Elkhart or Goshen. And I figure that one's going to cost $100 too. So, end of the day, I think I'll make $600 profit on this one, and $700 profit on the cutaway going up there, possibly. Or they might be even, 600 and 600. Either way, if I can come back to Elkhart with $1,200 in my pocket for doing this, it made it worth it. That's the only way it makes running this Class A worth it. Speaking of the Class A, and I'm sorry you can't see much, I had to wait till I got done driving today, but this slide goes all the way down, and I do like how they put this slide together. If you're going to have a long slide, at least put all the stuff that's not stationary, you put all your stationary kitchen appliances and fridge and all that stuff, and sink and all this in the bathroom all on this side, and then this stuff is on this side. And I think how they're counteracting the weight is the tanks for this, and this stuff on this side is on that side of motorhome to counteract the weight, would be my guess, because this stuff doesn't weigh that much on this side, the dinette and the chair, or the couch. 8-foot couch, you can't really see it. Maybe I can turn the flash on. There we go. Ah, there we go. I learned something new about my phone. I don't film at night, and so that's why. Yeah. And then I picked up a magnetic Synergy things, which I don't have on right now, but I picked them up for next time I have to run on the outside of the door, because the good thing about a Class A is you can stick them right in the window and seal it up. You're technically supposed to put it on the door itself, but Synergy lets you get away with it on these Class A's because it's just easier for everybody to shove it in between the screen and the main window, and you never lose them that way because they're inside, pushed up there by the screens. That's pretty neat. That's got the blinds, daytime and nighttime blinds that come down on all those that I'll set up after I'm done with the film video. And then this comes down if you want it to, and it looks like almost a king size or a pretty large queen size bed across there. This, of course, you could make into a bed if you wanted to, and I think when the slide is out, you can make that down into a bed. But obviously you can't while the slide's in. I'm glad I was able to figure out the light on this deal because I didn't want to have to turn the house on to do the video. Use the phone. Nice big screen TV. Residential size fridge. I don't know if you can see that. I'll go out wide view a little bit so you can see. It's okay up until this point, and obviously they got the sacrifice room somewhere, and you can barely get through there. Right now that thing's in the way, but it is enough to access the bathroom even with the slide in, so that's okay. Not the greatest. You have to go sideways here, but pretty decent size regular bath. And then I believe the shower and everything is further back. I believe that's what's in. Maybe this don't have a shower. I just don't notice that. Weird. I didn't look at it much today. I just quickly looked at the toilet and everything we're supposed to look at and went. That must be what that door is in the back, is the shower, which is extra weird. Because otherwise this thing don't have a shower. That's what I'm guessing that is. Which, in my opinion, you know, when you have the bathroom up front with the plumbing up front, then you have a shower in the back, I guess. I don't know. I can't get to it to know because of this mess. And so I don't know where I'm going to sleep tonight. I either have a choice of this half-ass bed or that 8-foot-long couch, which I might try that. Pretty cool, long lounge couch. Into the slide with a little storage thingy. It's a neat Class A, I will say, for the inside living space, but I wouldn't want to drive it every day. I'm already tired of driving it, and it's just, I only did the first 350 miles today, and that was enough. So it's going to turn into a 3-day trip, because I usually average 300 miles with everything, but I was trying to push this further so I'd get done with it sooner, but it's not going to happen, because I'm just tired of driving it. It's a pain in the ass to park it anywhere but truck stops, so I gave up on parking it anywhere but a truck stop, except for tonight when I showed you at the start of the video. I am on what they call a undeveloped, you'd almost call it a cul-de-sac, but undeveloped land that they're going to eventually put, you know, more businesses and stuff out here. I think I can get away with it tonight. If not, I'll get a knock on the door. I am parked, you know, in reverse of what you're supposed to be, but they only have this side plowed, so I figured I'm best off probably staying on the plowed side in case it snows or something and they come back through and they want to plow that side or something, you know, in the middle of the night. They might be doing that, I don't know. Kind of weird that they left that half on there like that and then still plowed this side off. But I was looking for a pull out, and I decided to stop here early enough in Mount Vernon because that way I can beat a semi or something to it, because these are choice spots. If you get a place like this where I'm out and by myself, there's a Walmart down there where those lights are. Way down there. And that's where the people are coming out of. And there's a Menards up that way, and of course that's the interstate, one of the interstate entrances. You can kind of skip the main part of town to go to Walmart here, so that's probably why this is half-ass busy sometimes. But there's also, of course, Main Street down there and another exit onto the interstate that way. But I just thought I would show you the whole Class A crap that I'm dealing with. I like the cushiony seats. I kind of wish all of the motorhomes had captain chairs like that. They are nice to sit in. I about fell asleep driving. Interesting motorhome. You know, if I had to pick something in terms of with a slide. This is the way you should set up a slide, with their lightest crap on the slide that it slides out, in my opinion, because all this stuff is twice as heavy. And then on top of that, this has fixed plumbing now, instead of the slides that have the kitchen that comes out, and that, you know, over time that would wear out the plumbing and wear out the slide. At least this way you're only wearing out the slide, and nothing that, you know, runs the water or any of that. You know, it's all on this side. This is a much more intelligent way to put out a long slide camper if you're going to do that. And at least they made it so you can still use it when it's parked. If they'd have brought it in a little bit further like that, it wouldn't sell at all, because nobody would want to use it, because you wouldn't even have a walkway. So you can't technically really use the bed in the back. You could modify it, I think, with a smaller mattress or something, so you could continue to use it even with the slide in and not ever have to use the slide. Technically, if you just shrunk that bed back, cut it in half or whatever, and left the slide in, you could probably still access everything then. That'd be interesting to get around the shower. Maybe you can remove that little countertop thingy that goes with the slide right there. Probably chop that off. Wouldn't take much, and then you'd still be able to access the shower. And as so long as everything is in, or the slides don't affect the mechanics of the motorhome or the plumbing of the motorhome, I would think that would be enough to use it. It's a little bit weird looking, but it would be more functional if you didn't have that, you know, whole big ass bed. I mean, they designed it obviously so you put the bed out at night and then put it back in, but if you didn't want to do all that, it's just easy enough to jury rig it the other way with a smaller bed. In my opinion, cut half that mattress off, and then you'd just be able to leave the slide in for somebody that's single, you know. Doesn't have kids or anything, but this thing is designed mostly for a family. I mean, it's got all that room for bedding. You can do possibly 2 smaller kids there, 2 grown adults on the top, 2 grown adults here, no problem, and then 2 grown adults here. So it's got, I mean, and then technically if you wanted to camp your kids out on the floor or something, you could damn near put probably 12 people in here to sleep overnight comfortably, because it is that big. I do like the layout. In terms of Class A, this is probably one of the best Class A's that I've seen. However, I would never buy them, because especially just for me, it's pointless. You know, I would not want to drive it every day. If we're going to buy one and then just park it someplace 6 months out of the year, move it once a year to down south or something for the winter, and live there for 6 months. Ooh, look, it's a ghost came out now. And you know, I mean, live there for 6 months and then move it back north for the summer, which is what they're kind of designed. You know, they're mostly kind of designed to take off for a weekend or a week or a month-long vacation if you had to, or something, but they're not designed to live in year-round full-time. But it is an interesting layout. I will give it that. This is probably one of the best Class A's that I've seen. This video is getting pretty long, and I got to get it uploaded and all that. So like and subscribe, leave comments, check out the merchandise in the description below, and I'll catch you in the flip. Peace.